Good, man. We're going to go ahead and get started today. We'd like to welcome everybody to our TMBT Media Podcast. Today, we're here in Richmond, Virginia, and we are with our latest signee, Djaun Currie, who is currently in Florida, in the state of Florida, 6'9" center. Djaun, can you hear me, brother?
Yes, sir.
Good, man. How's everything going, man? How you hanging in there down in the state of Florida? How you guys doing down there?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, man. You know, just taking a day at a time.
Hey, man, that's the only way we can do it. One day at a time, man. One day at a time. I know you and I have been trying to get this podcast done for quite some time, so I'm glad that we finally get a chance to get it in. You get a chance to kind of see how we use our media to promote and market our pro players. So it's a pleasure to have you with us, man. We know you're a very humble guy, but we are hoping you will brag on yourself a little bit today and kind of let our listeners in on who you are. Okay? Djaun Currie, tell us a little bit about where you were born. I know you live in Florida now, but you were born in Michigan, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your upbringing in Michigan.
Okay, yeah. I was born in Detroit, Michigan. Lived there all my life, all the way up into college, actually. And it was an experience. I mean, it was an experience. I went to two different high schools. My original high school I had a test to get into. It was amazing. It opened me to different outlooks on life. It opened me up to different people. It was just an experience. My second high school I went to, the one that I graduated from, it was more for sports. You know, I went there for basketball to establish a career playing. From there, I just tried to find the next best thing. The next best thing was also in Michigan. I started playing junior college in Michigan, in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And from there, I found my way down to Tennessee. Ended up in Tennessee at Lane College. Played there for 4 years. And here I am now trying to, extend my life as a basketball player.
Right. You have to be commended. You're a young man who, of course, you and I talk basketball quite often. But it's good to talk to young men that have their head on straight and to understand what they want isn't going to be easy. And
yes, sir.
I know. Talk to me a little bit about D'Angelo Brown and how you became a part of our TMBT family. Talk to us for those guys that are listening, or some younger guys are wondering what that process is like, and kind of explain to them about how you became part of our family.
Okay, me and D'Angelo, as you know, we're really close friends. That's like a brother to me. I knew him from Detroit. I almost went to his high school. We almost played together in high school. We've known each other for a while, and he ended up getting the opportunity to come play basketball at Lane as well. And when he got there, we just ended up getting that much closer. We were always hanging out together. Like I said, he was like the family to me down at school. I didn't have anybody in Tennessee, and that was the guy for me. Once he graduated, he was given the opportunity, and he was given your contact. And from that point, he just reached back. He just reached back because he knew that I wanted to, start a pro career as well. So he reached back and pulled me up and introduced me to you, and I'm here now, and I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for people that are willing to do that. Not everybody is willing to bring their family or their brother up. A lot of people think that it's
True indeed. You as well, you're also trying to help some of your fellow teammates and friends. You're trying to bring them as a part of the family as well. So that says a lot about you and D'Angelo Brown. Shout out to D'Angelo Brown, one of our clients from Detroit, Michigan. Was with us in Miami, Florida. And I always say that there's a way to pull someone up as you're going up. So many people say that you got to get there and then reach back down. And I don't believe that. I believe that you and your brothers can go up at the same time. So that says a lot about you and your says a lot about guys. Every guy that I've met from Detroit so far has been a stand-up guy, man. So it says a lot about you guys, and
we know where we came from, and we don't want to squander any blessings. You know,
right.
I don't want to waste any blessings that I have. You know,
right.
We come from a place that doesn't dish out a lot of blessings all the time. Right. We don't get a lot of opportunities. So when we get opportunities, we want to keep those opportunities. Right. And the best way to do that is being as morally sound as possible. At least I believe that.
Right. Now, talk to me a little bit about Djaun Currie, modern day, 2021, September 2021.
Okay.
What does your day normally consist of as far as working out? What are you eating? Talk to us a little bit about your pro routine, as a pro. I know you're supposed to have some gym stuff going on at 4 o'clock here, so we won't keep you too long. But talk to us a little bit about your routine, Djaun Currie's routine.
Okay, so I work every day. My schedule fluctuates. It's not really set. So, I work at different times. Mm-hmm. So I try my best. If I'm working in the afternoon, I would get up in the morning and I go for a run. I try to get me at least 2 miles in, 2.5 miles roughly. Get my 2 miles in, come back. I actually like to eat after I run, because there's no point in going to run, get tired, then I have to go straight to work. Right. So, I come back, eat me something simple. It's kind of weird. A lot of people say it's weird, but I eat scrambled eggs and peanut butter. It's like I make me some peanut butter toast, and I get some scrambled eggs, and I eat it together. That's just me. I like it. It tastes good to me. But it's a big protein boost, and I enjoy it, eating it after a workout, filling my stomach up with something. Right. I'll go to work through the day, and when I get off of work, I always hit the gym. I don't have a gym membership, so I'm not, really lifting right now, so I can't really build the muscle mass I want, but I always go and I go shoot. I try to at least go every day or every other day and go shoot, get my 200 to 250 shots up, play a couple open run games, and, that's that. I get home and I do my small calisthenics at night, push-ups, sit-ups, little stuff I can do in the house. And I just try to keep my body as active as possible, knowing that I'm not within a full basketball regimen. I'm not with a team that's active every day, so I try to keep my body as active as possible. Just doing the small stuff that I can. Right.
Now, for those people wondering why, they may be asking, well, why can't Djaun work out and do things that normal people do as far as working out and band working, all that stuff? It's because he's pretty close to 7 feet tall. So when you're that size, you can't just go in a closet and work out. So you have to have your space. You got to have your. So for those people that understand space, especially as a pro athlete, guy 7 feet tall, you got to be able to stretch out weight bands, dumbbells, whatever you're going to do. You got to be able to have it. Talk to us a little bit about, and of course, you will be joining us in Miami for our next TMBT Pro camp as a part of our TMBT Miami series this month. Talk to us a little bit about your workout, right? What does a guy 7 feet tall find to work out and find people that's on your level to work out? Or how do you motivate yourself? For those young players listening, how does a guy who's 7 feet tall in Florida, knowing that when he goes to the gym, it's not going to be anyone there to stop him, but he's there to work on something every time. I don't care. I don't care what day it is. You're not competing against these guys that are at the Y. You're competing against yourself, and you're working on something daily. What do you do as far as going to the gym and mentally preparing for it?
Okay. When I go to the gym, I honestly just try to work on the things that I'm not as fundamentally sound on. Like, I know for a fact I can sit in the post all day. I can do hook shots. I can grab rebounds. I can dunk the ball. I know that I can do these things, but that's not going to help me, move forward Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Hello. Hey. 1 second. Okay. 1 second. My bad.
Hey, man, we love kids, man. We love kids. I have 2 of my own, and that's great for our listeners to know that you have a family that you're trying to take care of with this pro basketball. So when they hear kids in the background, it brings us joy. And whenever we hear kids' laughter, so no worries, man. They're part of the family as well. We know how kids are. Thank goodness my kids are 21 and 25, but I know what it's like, brother.
Right.
Continue, man.
Yeah. So when I go to the gym, man, of course I love dominating on anybody that's in the gym. Of course, I love that. I can go run the floor and catch a lob and all that stuff. That's cool. But when I go, I'm specifically working on ball handling. I'm 6'9", but a 6'9" guy that can put the ball on the floor is dangerous. I work on shooting. I'm pretty good at mid-range, but I try to extend my range every time that I go to the gym. I try to, get some muscle memory with shooting from further out. Right. Of course, I'm going to play in the hole a lot, but to be able to make my shooting a threat as well, is also just as dangerous. So when I go to the gym and I hoop with these guys that I know aren't exactly on my level, of course, I do the stuff that I'm natural at, stand under the rim and grabbing rebounds and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But I try to advance myself, right. I know that I'm going to make myself better somehow in some way.
Right. And that's important, and it says a lot about you being a student of the game, right? I think you have clearly, I know because you and I talk about it, but you've clearly done your homework on where you're trying to play, and you know that to be a guy 6'9", 6'10", 7 feet tall, yes, to be a big lug in the paint is beautiful. But if I can put the ball on the floor, now you at 6'9", now you can be moved to the 4.
Yes, sir. And
play with a 7'2" guy. So and that makes you more versatile. Those people listening that understand pro basketball will understand that. I think that's a sign of the times. That's the new basketball, the new generation of basketball that has come to fruition. It's beautiful to see for me as an old guy. I grew up playing center, at 6'7". Now to see a guy 6'9" that's playing power forward, it's the evolution of the game. Kevin Durant is also one who has revolutionized the game, and that's the beauty of basketball. It's every generation comes along, and so that's the beautiful part about it is that now in today's game, especially in FIBA basketball, a guy 6'9" is a triple threat because he can score, he can rebound, and he can pass. So it makes you more valuable for those listeners. I know you understand what I'm saying.
Another thing that I really like to try to work on. In college, I've always been pretty good at, one, making it very, very hard for anybody in the paint or anybody on the offensive side of the ball. When I'm playing defense, I make it really hard. My coach, God rest his soul, my coach Young, he always called me a gnat. He said, just be a gnat, just be extremely annoying to the offensive players on the other side of the ball. And I take pride in that. But when I'm on offense, I try to make the best decisions. I like to be a decision maker. I like to be a big that can also be a playmaker. It's not that I'm trying to score all the time. I'm trying to find open shots for the rest of my team as well. Even if I'm playing pickup, if I get the ball at the top of the key, I'm not just looking to drive. I'm not just looking to, shoot a three. If I drive in, I'm driving in with a purpose. I'm 6'9". If I drive in, everybody's going to collapse on me.
Right.
If they collapse on me, somebody's going to be open.
Right.
So not being selfish is a big thing for me.
Well, it'll pay off. It'll because the stereotype of the big man, the conventional big man, is once we throw you the ball down in the paint, it's not coming back out to us. Yes, and so, as a wing player like me, if I throw it down there to you and you score, beautiful. Let's go. I'm coming back to you. But it's good to play with and good to have as a part of our company a big man that realizes okay, this one guy can't stop me, so I'm going to score him every time. But when they do come to double, they have a big man smart enough to say, okay, well, I'm not going to try to force this layup. I'm going to kick it back out, and we'll pick them apart on the double. So some people think that a big man has to score every time when we throw it into you. Yes, you do. If you're single covered and we throw it into you, yes, we expect you to score. But if they double you, we expect you to kick it out. We pass it around, and somebody's going to be open. So for a big man, scoring is important, but being able to make a pass that leads to a score, to me, is just important. If that makes any sense, what I'm saying.
Definitely.
And that's important, man. Talk about some influences that you had growing up in Detroit, Michigan. Talk about some of your mentors or people that were very influential in you getting to this point as a basketball player.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, not just as a basketball player, but as a man in general, my dad, you know, he always kept me in a learning mindset. I would say that, like, there was always something to learn when I was around my father. You know, it doesn't matter where we were, where we went, what we did. There was always something new to learn, and I was always expecting that. You know, like, I can't think of a time where I didn't learn something new when I was with him. He taught me one thing that I still hold to this day. It was just a phrase, but it means a lot. He said, never accept the answer you get for the answer you want. If someone gives you an answer that you don't like, there's another way. There's always another way. You know, don't just sit down and take that. You know, so to this day, I'm pretty persistent because of it. Yeah. You know, somebody tell me, oh no, it can't be done. Okay.
Hey,
all right. You know.
And that, I always tell people, players, our youth on basketball, that someone could give you $50 and you spend that $50 up. If you go to the right store, you can spend that $50 up in 5 minutes. But someone gives you a piece of wisdom, wisdom that you can take with you, and you remember even now. I'm sure he told that to you at a young age. That wisdom is worth more than money to me, right? Because that $50 is gone in 5 minutes. Don't remember it. You don't even remember it 5 years from now. But that wisdom that you've been able to take with you stays with you and will stay with you, and you're able to pass it on to your kids or your grandkids or your students, however it goes. So some people think money is everything. Sometimes it's not. Wisdom is more important than money, as that shows. Talk to me a little bit about the difference that you've seen, even though you haven't traveled with us to Argentina yet. What's the difference that you've seen with being a college or NCAA player versus a pro, where this is your job and you have to put your work in, you got to go to the gym. I'm going to have to go to work, but then I have to go to my second job, which is the gym, to get ready. Talk to us a little bit about the difference between and the adjustments you've made from college going to the pro level.
I would say that college is a little more nurturing, you know, definitely. You know, you're on campus, you got your dorm, you got cafeteria, you know, everything is a small bubble. You know, it's just, you're in that small bubble. You go to class, you go eat, you go work out, you go to sleep. That's it. You know, that's your daily routine, and everything is in one little space. You can just get to it back and forth. I'm in the real world now, man. This is the real world. You know, it's not just go to practice and go get some food. Now I got to go work. I got to get some money. I got to make sure I'm in shape so I can, you know, further this basketball, because that's going to make me money for the future. You know, it's a lot more thinking. Everything was kind of automated in college. You know, I didn't have to really think about nothing but go to practice, go to class, and that's it. You know, now I gotta really organize things, you know, and prioritize a lot. So knowing that I have to get some type of workout every day is big. Yeah. And also knowing I got to go to work every day, so I won't be broke. It's big as well.
Right.
You know, it's just a little bit more to think about. And of course, you're handling a little more of it than I am, but knowing that I have to prioritize getting opportunities, you know, getting opportunities out of the country or wherever it may be, you know, that was never on my mind before. You know, I'm on a team, I'm at school, so that part is taken care of. I don't have to worry about getting on a team or anything. So, you know, doing this with you guys is just something else added to my plate, man. You know, and I don't mind it. You know, it's not something that, you know, stresses me out or anything. It actually makes me feel good knowing that I'm moving in that direction, moving towards it.
Right. I always ask young guys that have played, or I remember talking to all of our guys that signed deals. Out of the 10 guys that we got signed to contracts in Argentina and Chile in the 2019-20 season, I tell guys all the time that remember, right? So I need you to remember these workouts that you're having now, so that when we do travel back to Argentina and we have combines down there, you remember what you put into getting there, right? And it'll make you go that much harder. I enjoy actually having conversations with our guys, Keith Jackson and these guys, that we've gotten jobs, and the next summer, it's a totally different summer, because let's say right now, this summer, 2021, you're working on everything you can think of that you will need, you're trying to put in your tool belt for the season coming up. I can promise you, once you play that first year, you'll know what to work on. You'll throw some stuff out of your tool belt. That doesn't work. Let me get that out of here. Let me work on something new. So I always tell our players, after we get them jobs, the next summer is actually the fun part. Because right now you aren't focusing on anything. You're trying to be good at everything instead of being great at a few things. If that makes any sense, what I'm saying.
That's always been an issue of mine. And I bring him up again, you know, my coach, you know, when I was at Lane College, the assistant coach, Coach Galen Young, you know, God rest him. But he used to always tell me, be great at one thing. And when I was there, it was always the middle hook shot, the right-hand hook shot. And if I was on a post, he know for a fact that is my bread and butter. Like, I don't miss that, and it's hard to block it. Like,
should be impossible for a guy your size.
It's impossible, man, you know, and that was my bread and butter. But I asked him one day, I'm like, Coach, when I'm in the gym by myself, two things are going to happen. Either I'm going to work on something that I, one, don't know how to do myself, so the workout is kind of pointless, or two, I'm going to get anxiety because I don't know what to do at all, you know, because I really just don't know what to work on. So he used to tell me, just work on one thing that you know you're good at until you're perfect at it. Then branch out to something else. But I would go to the gym and I would just do everything. I do some shooting, I do some layups, I do some rebounding drills, you know, I do some suicides. Like, I'm running a full practice.
Right.
But I'm not making myself perfect at anything, you know, by doing that. I'm just running in circles, basically.
Right.
So, yeah, you know, one, having somebody to direct me is great. But like you said, after that first season, I'm going to know exactly what I need to work on. I'm really looking forward to that. So I can know exactly what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are, and I can really dissect it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the fun part of, you know how people say part of the process or the process? That's the fun part of the process, because now, and this only can happen after your first year, you have to get down there, be in a game, stuff you've been working on since middle school. You may think it works, but not until you get in Argentina and get the ball stolen or the shot blocked do you say, man, that doesn't work in pro basketball in Argentina. So let me get that out of here and let me work on something that will work. And that's the fun part that we enjoy about teaching the game to our guys is we teach, right? I can't expect you, Djaun Currie, to know what it's like to play basketball in Argentina. You've never played there before. But that's where I come in, and my coaching staff, Coach Jones and Coach Smith, we come in and we teach you guys what we expect you to know. You can't expect a guy to know something about something he hasn't done before. So if a guy hasn't gone to the moon, you can't expect him to know about NASA, science, and astronaut stuff. So I think that's the beauty of what we do with our staff of coaches that we have, is we allow our players to kind of take us with them to the gym, right? I know sometimes Keith Jackson, when he was in Argentina, he and I would talk, and he would take his phone and set it down at the free throw line. And I would talk to him through the workout. So that's the beautiful part about technology, is it allows us to, as coaches, continue to coach during the pandemic. Most of you young guys have these incredible phones where you got cameras, and I can see you, you can see me, and I can coach some of my youth, pros, whoever, through the workout. So it's kind of good for old guys like me, right? It's kind of good. I'm not going to keep you long. We're going to wrap up here in a little while. While we got you here, want you to shout out your social media handles, whatever you have, Twitter, Facebook, and whatever you want to share with our listeners, for those young listeners that may be listening and want advice on how to become a pro, or you may have some people who are listening and they want to ask, hey, how do I become a part of the TMBT family? They can reach out to you. You have any social media handles that you want to share with our listeners?
Of course, my Instagram, which is Palm Tree Poppy. Of course, Palm Tree, because I'm here. That's why I got it right there. Tall guy got here. But yeah, so it's PVLMTREEPAPI. My Facebook is my first and last name, which is as simple as that, because I use my Facebook mainly for family and business. Djaun Currie, that's DJAUNCURRIE, Djaun Currie. That's my Facebook. Those are mainly the only two that I really use. Everything else I use for my personal businesses. And but yeah, you can, anybody who has a question, who is intrigued about anything, whether it's me, whether it's basketball, no matter what it is, I don't mind, reach out, and I don't mind talking to you at all. So yeah, you just go ahead and take those down, reach out to me, I'm here.
Same thing with us. Anybody has any questions for Djaun Currie, big men questions, youth questions, workout, nutrition, wellness, you guys can contact him. I will also give you guys our stuff as well, in case you guys want to email in for questions for Djaun Currie. Our company email is milton.bell@miltonbellbasketball.com is our email. Our website is www.miltonbellbasketball.com. And our cell phone number is area code 702-908-1501. Once again, for anyone that has questions for Djaun Currie or questions for us as a company, guys want to find out how to come aboard, we've been getting a lot of calls. Season's about to start up in South America, so we welcome all calls. Anyone has questions, anything we can help with, feel free to call us. Djaun Currie, as a pro basketball player, who do you look to for, or who do you like as a pro basketball player? Who do you like? Who are you patting your game after, or who do you like? Yeah.
Okay, so originally there was Dennis Rodman. Originally, that was my first one, and I really loved Dennis Rodman because of his work ethic, of course. And when I was growing up in high school and first starting to play, and that's who I played like. I was the hustle guy. I was the everything man. If somebody was scared to do the dirty work, that was me. Right. So Dennis Rodman was definitely one of my favorite growing up. Now I would say in today's game, Paul George.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Right. I love Paul George, and also, I would just say Paul George, man. Like, he's someone who I can model my game after. I can actually, realistically model my game after, being that he's a big guy, but he doesn't he doesn't limit himself to just being, over 6'8", like it's amazing. I love it.
Right. Good. We got a couple people that are tuning in to the thing. Some people say PG-13. Dame-15. Send shouts out. Is that Damien Archer? Dame-15. No, that must be somebody else. We also have some of our own guys tuning in. And so it's good to see people supporting you, man. We're going to finish up here pretty soon. I know you headed to the gym. Definitely don't want to keep you from going to the gym ever. Don't want to do it. In closing, leave our we'll ask you to leave our young listeners with some words of wisdom from a pro basketball player. What do you have to share with the young listeners and guys that are looking to play pro basketball, whether they're 12, 15, 17, 20, in college? What words of wisdom would you like to bestow on those young people listening?
Okay. I know people always say, use your free time wisely. Always use your free time wisely. People just tell me that all the time. Your game improves, when people aren't watching, when you're in the gym doing stuff that, people don't see. That's always a good thing to know. But what I'm going to leave you with is, and it's really cliche, but it's the truth. Never give up, man. Like, I'm so serious. Like, what I said earlier about not accepting the answer you get for the answer you want, I have lived by that, literally. For example, in high school, remember I said I went to 2 schools. The first school I went to, it was a mecca school. Like, we had the best education. We had some of the best sports teams. My coach told me, he said, and excuse my language, but I'm really quoting what he said. He said, you ain't shit, and you ain't gonna be shit. If you listen to me, I might be able to get you to the junior college down the street. Those are words he told me. And I'm like, okay, all right, cool.
That's harsh, but real. It's harsh. Did he? Out of curiosity, did he come through? Did he get you to the junior college down the street?
Not at all. Not at all. Like I said, I didn't like that answer. I felt like I was better than that.
Yeah.
I did go to the junior college for a semester, but after that, I went straight to Division II NCAA. It ain't high major D1, but it was a starting point. It was somewhere. And
But you didn't give up. If you had given up, in middle school, then
I would have been nowhere, man.
You and I wouldn't be on this phone talking, right? And
exactly.
The good thing,
from this point, like after college, I felt like I didn't accomplish everything that I wanted to, in college as a college basketball player. I had a great time. I did decent and I learned some things, but I felt like I could have done more. I left stuff on the table, but I still didn't give up. Didn't give up.
But that's the beautiful part about being a young person like yourself. You're just learning, you're just starting off in your pro career, and you're just starting off in life, right? So the good thing about you seem to be the type of young man who learns from mistakes, but we as young African American men nowadays, young guys like yourself, because the times are so much different, we have to learn from our friends' mistakes, because we can't wait to learn, to experience it ourselves, because there are killings that are going on in the street. And so if somebody says, man, don't go down 25th Street, well, let's take his word for it. Or something happened to him last time he went. Let's not have to be one of those guys that has to go down 25th Street and figure out that it's serious down here and never come back. So it's big what you're saying, man. Djaun Currie, we're gonna close up shop, and we want to thank you today, brother, for bringing your positive energy with us for our podcast. I feel better because you and I have been talking about it. We've been talking about everything but podcasts. And so we've been talking on the phone. We could have just been recording the conversations that we had and used them as podcasts. But now we officially have your first podcast under our belt. Welcome to our family, brother. And I'm honored that you would choose us to, we're honored that you would choose us to lead you forward and to kind of use our blueprint to try to help you achieve the dreams that you're looking to achieve. So we're honored, brother, and we appreciate that you would choose us along with every young man that we have, D'Angelo Brown, all these guys, PJ Austin, Omar Briggs, all of our clients. We have we have over 70 clients. So every young man that has entrusted us, we are appreciative of them. So we're going to close this evening. We want to thank everyone for tuning in to our podcast, TMBT Media Podcast, this evening with Djaun Currie, who is in Florida, will be joining us for our next TMBT Miami event this month. And I wish you a lot of luck, my brother. Just maintain focus. Keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on listening to the things that your father and parents and family has instilled in you, and you seem to be on the right track, man.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for greatness, man.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you soon, man. Thanks for joining us, Djaun.
All right. Have a good one.
All righty, man.
Yep.